Welcome to another day in the Matrix. Waters above crypto. Happy Saturn Day. We have hit 3.3K subscribers, 33 being the master number, 33 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature where ice turns back into water, signifying the unfrozen mind. And the number 33 sometimes is looked at as an evil number because of its association with Freemasonry. But that is just overstanding. When you were told to understand, we all fell for it. Then you questioned the reality you experience and started to overstand. And then you overdosed on red pills. And now you can understand. So that's what this channel is all about. This is what my work is all about, understanding, freeing the mind to accept the truths in this cryptocurrency and financial space. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with the esoteric science of Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. If you haven't already subscribed and you like what we're doing here, feel free to subscribe. Give this video a like and share this with other conscious people to help grow this community. Also, there's a pinned comment below with the promo code WatersAbove33. If you're interested in joining my mastermind course with lifetime access, that code will give you a nice discount. The mastermind course is where I teach my strategies of cryptocurrency technical analysis and gematria so they can be used together to make accurate predictions of the dates and price targets before they happen. My email's in the description box if you want to join the mastermind course using that promo code. Just send me an email and we'll get you signed up. And before we get into the charts, let's take the red pill. So one thing that I noticed when typing in 33 into the news was all of this news. My God. 33% reduction in C-word scam shots, scores 33 points. Norfolk police missing 33-year-old woman. Come on. 33-year-old entrepreneur earns $226,000. Sure you do. 33-year-old fueling crypto boom. Oh, would you look at that? You see what's going on here. Governor Cuomo announces events and arts entertainment venues can reopen at 33% capacity. Travelers from 33 countries must quarantine. Come on, guys, come on. You can see it. It's a scam. It's a scam. But anyways, let's get into some gematria. So today would be April 10th, written 4-1. Because the 0 gets removed in the rules of numerology, and 4-1, of course, being the reverse of 14, which is what we get in XRP. And you've been seeing this 14 show up quite a bit in my work. Also, we're in the 14th week of the year currently, and today is the 99th day of the year. So if I was to take a move from January 1st all the way over to today, you can see we are at the 99th day. And 99 circling back to Jupiter with the 99. And the connection here with the 27, like Ripple in Chaldean, 27. So the significance behind the connection with the astrology and the cryptocurrencies is becoming more and more noticeable as we deep dive in. Also, today's a Saturday for Saturn. And Saturn has that connection with the 42, like Ripple, XRP is 42, Saturn 42. And we've made lots of connections in this going back in my mastermind course. We're also in the month of April, which is Venus, and Venus with the 27. Which ties back to Jupiter and Ripple. Another interesting thing that I'm seeing is the date when you write it out as April 10th, 2021, and we're getting the, excuse me real quick, actually, let me move on to today's price, because my notes are all screwed up. But today's price, I was noticing, oh, I mean, we just hit it right now, the $1.27, which it looks like we're actually about to surpass live in this video into the $1.28 price. But what I was seeing was the difference between that $1 and the 127 being the 27% increase on the day of a 27-cent increase, coming back to the $1.27 or the 27s in Ripple and in Jupiter and in Venus for the month of April. So I thought that was a pretty interesting thing, that 127 resistance that was happening pretty much all morning. And yeah, this is very bullish. Look, just past 128. So let's do some technical analysis. The 1618 right here, Fibonacci golden ratio, I have it circled, and that fib was pulled from the high right back here on November 24th. Again, 24 and 42, very popular numbers in our work. Pulling it down to here on the last, in the last couple days of December with that SEC crash. Excuse me. And then we get the 1618, which we've just hit today. So let's see something. I'm kind of just playing around real quick, but I want to see if there's, no, okay. So that's really interesting that we're breaking out of this on a Saturday. I mean, it's pretty classic to see such a thing. It is, in fact, 11 a.m. It's 11:11 right now, just past that in New York Standard Time. So it's nice to see this breaking out on such an important time. And what we're seeing here when we move to like a 4-hour chart is continuous higher lows. So if we wanted to draw somewhat of a trend line, even though this is a parabola, you can see that this thing is moving up quite hypodermically. It's moving at a rate that is pretty unsustainable, but that's okay. Again, this is a very, very sporadic asset. And one thing I'm looking at right now that might be of interest to everyone is a potential W breakout. Again, the W having the first V being lower than the second V, and that creates a neckline. And that neckline would be actually right here at $1.07, right where the V's meet in the center. And there could be a possibility for a pullback down to that neckline, which would also tie in with the previous resistance back here of $1.10, and then that would make an opportunity for, if you broke above the previous highs, you'd get really excited because that would be extremely bullish, and then that would create a trend line that would look something like this, and you would have a way more sustainable uptrend in this regard, and I like that. I would much rather have a much more sustained uptrend. But with that being said, none of this has to happen. XRP could keep moving up in a straight line. Again, with our 1-4, with the 14s, I would not be surprised if we see that 14 on the 14th day of the month, which is April 10th, which is the Coinbase IPO. So if this is just gassing for the Saturday and then it's going to pull back on a Sunday, which is typically what cryptocurrencies do, because again, CME opens tomorrow night. And once that opens and Forex opens, and yeah, they pretty much pull the market back. So I don't like breakouts on weekends. I've been in the space for long enough to see that every single time we pump on a Saturday when the market's closed, the big money brings it back. And there's been a huge volume surge today in XRP, and this is just a very unhealthy movement. Again, I've said it time and time again, but it is what it is. If it wants to keep going up, great. I would not short XRP right now. It is very, very bullish. And even though I'm saying that the technicals would bring back to the $1.10 to at least confirm this recent high as a new support, that'd be really nice. So one other thing to mention is the Bollinger Bands. So when I pull up the Bollinger Bands, we are getting some bullish signs all around. If we go to the daily chart, we are above the Bollinger Band on the daily. We're above it on the 2-day, which I believe closes tonight. Yes, it does. And then we're above it on the 3-day, which would be closing on the 13th, which is pretty interesting, leading into the 14th. We're above that Bollinger Band. And then, of course, on the weekly, this is chaotic. So, with that being said, across the board, very bullish, because when you're closing 2 days and 3-day candles outside of the top side Bollinger Band, that is a continuation sign. So there's no signs of reversal until we start closing below those 2-day and 3-day Bollinger Bands, which are somewhere around the $1.06 point, which brings us right back to the earlier analysis we were doing moments ago. Now, I would not be surprised if this went straight to $1.40 today. That's not a prediction. That's me saying I wouldn't be surprised, considering the date numerology being the 4-1. So the fact that we're on April 10th, 4-1, reversed 14, it would make sense to have the $1.40 price point. Okay, so I do want to just look at this though and back out and show you guys that I think is something interesting, which is the weekly chart. I'm going to close out everything and just zoom out and show you that this is actually the highest we've been since December 2017 in terms of closes. So we've surpassed all of these wicks over here in February 2018. These are all red candles, so they don't count. And you're seeing right now that if we post a weekly close around these levels, this will be absolutely crazy for XRP, because we haven't really seen these prices since 2017. And with that being said, that's a huge victory for XRP holders. Another thing that I'm going to show you guys is this other chart, which I'm going to bring into log scale. And then we're going to zoom out and get back into my theory around April and May for XRP, a theory that I've had honestly since back in February, which is if you examine these time frames right here, from April 24th, 2017, all the way to this top right here of May 2017. Remember, XRP was less than 5 cents back then. So starting in April 24th, 2017, and this week, the price went from 3 cents all the way up to 40 cents in 21 days. Okay? And it did that after starting a breakout of this previous pocket right here. So where that would be for us, honestly, is what we're experiencing right now. This weekly close could be this second candle, and we could actually keep moving up all the way until May 15th. And that would be potential for brand new all-time highs. I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible. XRP does this. Okay, let's go back to here. We had a bloodbath all the way from this blow off top down to March, and then look at that in April, huge green blast off. So that April move being as high as 117% in a bear trend. And then, of course, it continued to the downside. And just to let you know, this is not a very technically inclined asset. It does whatever the hell it wants to do, and it's very sporadic. So the fact that we've been utilizing the Gematria is kind of helpful, because it's also a very esoteric and misunderstood concept, and it sheds a lot of light into the possibilities of what this can all do. I mean, look at this weekly candle. It's 104% up. It's monstrous. Anyways, we know that XRP is bullish. We know that XRP should backtest some of these lower levels in the high 70-cent range, but if it doesn't want to, oh well, you're making money. No complaints. So let's go to Bitcoin really quickly, because there is something that's very important in this chart, and that is this red line right here. So this is a parallel channel that has been in play since all the way back in October. And we can see that every time we surpass this median line right here and get multiple daily closures outside of it, we typically hit the top of it. So I've been calling for a $70,000 Bitcoin in April. I don't really care if it hits $70,001. I'm just pretty keen on the $70,000 price leading into this month. What would be perfect is 72,000. That would be technically perfect. But anyways, once we broke through this red downtrend last night, that was signaling to me that this market is ready for its next leg up. And now what would be classic is to see a test of the outside. And I believe we're about to see such a thing. So that would be great to see that over the next day or so. I don't want this to pump, because if Bitcoin pumps into tomorrow, it's not going to be good. I'd rather it come back down, test this level right here, and then make its moves up. That would be healthy. Again, but what I want is not what we might get. So, one thing I can say though for the Gematria is the 117th day of Bitcoin being something that I'm keeping an eye on, because the 117th day of the year is coming up. Let's do a measured move so we can find out that exact date. I believe it is within the last couple days of the month. So there we go. We get April 28th with the 8-2. Very, very, very interesting. So the reason I'm coming up with that is Bitcoin equals 117. So we'd be heading into the 117th day, which is near the end of the month. And that's that's something I'm looking into personally. It also aligns with a lot of other cryptocurrencies, Gematrias that I've done. And yep, I'm just looking for the rest of this month leading into May to be really, really nice for everyone. And we'll leave it at that. So if you guys would like to get a discount on the Mastermind course, go ahead and use that promo code in the description, or sorry, in the pinned comment, Waters Above 33. And then go ahead and mention me in the comments section at Waters Above. Give this video a like if you enjoyed this, and enjoy the rest of your weekend in this matrix. Much love.